Hi everybody, back from spring break. Hope you had a wonderful week yourself and enjoyed the time off if you get to celebrate that week. Not all of us do, but anyway, I hope it was lovely and it's warming up where you are. I had a great time. I enjoyed doing my self-tanning tutorial for you guys, and I wanted to follow up. I told you this was a new product, this Jergens Instant Sun Flawless Natural Looking Great Color Instantly Deep Bronze. I used this while on vacation. I now have a new favorite self-tanner. This stuff was awesome. So I just wanted to follow up and let you know how well that worked. But in the meantime, many of you have been asking for a hairstyling tutorial. Now that the hair is shorter, it's a little bit of a different style. So you've asked for me to do a blowout, and that's what I'm going to do for you today. So we're going to rewind the video, start from scratch, and walk you through the process. Here we go. All right, guys, so here's my starting point, and let me show you the tools that I'm going to use. I've got a brush that looks to be about 1.5 inches, 2 inches in diameter. This one is by Healthy Hair, eco-friendly bamboo brush, and it's really good for creating that lift, and it doesn't pull the hair too tightly because I'm going for a little more of a wave and not so much of a straight look. And then I've got a smaller brush for the back pieces to flip them out. I think this is Conair, I'm not sure. I got it at Walgreens. You really don't need to spend a lot of money on this. Just one that has a lot of tight bristles so it really grabs onto the hair and gives it a good pull. I have my Velcro rollers, which I will use for the root lift. And I'm going to start off with, of course, my got-to-be Fat-tastic mousse. So here we go. And in the meantime, I do have a curling iron plugged in, about 1.5 inch barrel, hot tools on medium to high. I'll use this later because when my hair naturally dries, as you know, I have a lot of wave in my hair. But for work, I want it to be a little bit more of a controlled wave and not so frizzy. So that's why I go through the process of pretty much straightening out my hair and then using the curling iron to get some of that curl back, but again, a controlled curl. Okay, so I'm going to use about this much mousse, and I'm going to put it all over, starting the front, the roots, the crown, the back. Mousse is applied. This is an Elchim hair dryer. I'm not quite sure the model, but Elchim and Super Solano to me have the highest heat. I'm a fan of both of those, so you can't go wrong with either. So I'm starting in the back, and I'm basically pushing everything up on the root to create lift and volume, and going forward. And I'm only going to do a partial dry here. Again, just creating some lift. Now I'm going to take my round brush and I'm going to start smoothing things out. Starting at the front especially because that's where most of my wave and curl kicks in. So as you can see, I'm going back and I'm pulling it forward and I'm repeating this motion over and over. That's what sort of creates that wing effect around the face. And then finding my part. Same thing on this side. And now at my part, I'm going to take the brush because I like to get a lot of root lift at the part. And I'm going to grab those hairs and I'm now rolling it at the part line. Putting heat on the root and letting the hair curl around the brush. Cool. So, same thing toward the back, right along the part, and all the way around. There are a lot of layers to this cut, which is what I enjoy, because then you really get to play up the pieceiness, and you'll see that in the final style. So again here, I'm doing the same to the other side, lifting up along the part line, and letting it go. I do a combination of a little bit of a down and then winging it out a little. The back of it is going to go straight back. You want lots of volume at the crown with this style. So everything at this point is going back for the top half, and then the bottom half is going to flip up. Mind you, we're still going to be hitting most of these hairs with the curling iron, so if it doesn't come out exactly in the blow dry, no need to worry. I'm just smoothing out my frizz at this point, and I'm just working my way around. Down and back. Just so you can see what's going on back here. Okay, so once I've taken care of this whole top section, I'm now going to take this little brush and I'm going to do all of these little pieces back here. So I'm going to grip them and just flip up. Work my way around. Just grip and flip. That's my motto. All right, just blow it all forward and the end with the blow dry. Now, I mean, you can pretty much take this if you want to, put some spray, put some product, and call it a day if you want a smoother, straighter look, but we're going to take it a step further. So I have lined up my Velcro rollers, and I'm going to line those up right here along the part. And I like for my part to sort of start here on the side and come in. Sometimes I'll just take my pinky. You can zigzag it. You can do what you want. These come in a couple of different sizes, green being the largest, blue, middle, red, small. This is if you have really long hair. Once upon a time I did, but see you later. So now I'm using the blue. So I'm going to grab some hair right here, about midway through, again following the part, maybe about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. And I'm going to roll this one. Sometimes they just anchor by themselves. If you have to, you could just use a clip to hold it down. Same thing with here. I'm going to use the smaller one. Roll it down. Same thing with the back. The back is sort of going to the side and back, a little bit at an angle. And I will also take one right here along the part line and roll that sort of down into the side. The key with this, oh, silly me, I forgot my hairspray. One of the most important parts of this project, my Kenra Volume 25, the gold standard in my opinion when it comes to hairspray. So we're going to hit the root, give it a little spray, and now since I'm going to curl the rest, to allow the hair to stick to the curling iron and hold the curl, just do a really light spray all around, okay? And that'll make it a bit grippier with that curling iron. All right, so for this, again, we're going more for volume than curl. So I'm going to apply heat now to the root. So just kick your hair dryer on high and just warm up the root. Okay. Once you finish doing that, it's now time to use your curling iron. I will do some pretty thick sections because I'm looking for more of a wave, not a tight curl. So I will start off with a chunk about yay big, and everything here is going back. So I am curling back, I'm starting at the root, pulling down toward the end, and I'm getting a nice wave like that. And I will go around my head all the way around. And not to bore you with this tedious process, we will speed it up in editing. On the other side, nice chunk, pull it forward and let that curl take hold. I'm using a larger barrel on short hair because again, I'm not really going for a tight curl here. It's going to be more of a wave and it's just going to add a lot of volume. Obviously, the smaller the barrel, the tighter the curl. But this size seems to work really well. This is the same curling iron I used when my hair was a little bit longer. I'm just very happy with the 1.5 inch size. I think it's very versatile, depending on how long or short your hair is. Okay, and I'm going all the way around, and I am just really rolling everything toward the back. I hope you can see. Now the back pieces, if they didn't roll up enough with your little brush, you can always hit them with the curling iron as well. Okay, so if you can see, I'm going to turn around and you can see what's going on here in the back. Everything is sort of rolled to the middle on the top. The back pieces are coming up. So now at this point, I will pop out these rollers, and I may just apply a little curl to these as well, and I won't hold it very long. I mean, just a tiny bit, because I really don't want too much curl on the top layer. Just, I'm going for more of a wave here. But now I've got some nice lift. These guys I'll save. Okay, so what I do now is I start piecing with my fingers everything. No brushes. Everything is sort of finger pieced. Now what I'll do here is I'll go back to my hair dryer, and the front pieces I'll smooth a little bit and hold, because again I like that pull forward look. And from here on out, I'm going to use my all-time favorite styling product. That would be my Living Proof amp that gives crazy, ridiculous volume and some great pieciness. So here we go. Looks like this. Take about that much in your hand, rub it together until it disappears in color. Go upside down and start running your hands through your hair, just delicately touching, starting not quite on the root because you don't want it to weigh it down, but maybe about ½ an inch to an inch away from the root, and start pulling your hair out. And then come on back, as I said. Okay, so here we go. Now you're the artist again. You decide where you want everything to go. So I will pull my front pieces forward like so. This is your playground. That's how I see it. See how easy though? And the messier the better, in my opinion. And once you get things where you're happy, I will kind of go along and I will spray as I go, basically. So if I have some good volume at the root here, I'll pull it up and just kick in a little spray. The key is don't spray right on your root, spray more toward the end of the hair. All right, we are just about finished. Again, you can completely bypass the curling iron part if a straighter look is something that you're going for, but you know, you can also have fun and experiment with different curling irons and different looks and really enjoy it. You know, that's the good thing about a layered cut. So anyway, I hope this has been a very helpful tutorial for you. I don't think it took that long. I could have gone even faster, but since I was trying to demonstrate, it slowed me down. But really, all in all, this whole process can take about 10 to 15 minutes max. A lot less if I don't go through this. You know, on the weekends, I kind of wake up, I shake, and I go. But you guys were asking for a styling tutorial. I have no idea what the back of my hair looks like. Oh yeah, okay. Let me turn around so you can see the back, because most of you ask what the back is doing. So you see the longer layers up top, the shorter ones on the bottom, and I just, you know, use my fingers and pull it where I want it. Anyway, I hope this has been very helpful for you. It's been a while since I've done a hair tutorial, and judging by the views, you guys really seem to enjoy them, so it was about time. Remember, leave your comments, your suggestions, your ideas below. I appreciate them all. I literally go through each and every one of them. I try to reply to all of you because I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch me and to share your thoughts. So remember, with your sassy hairstyle, go out there, be bold, be blessed, and I will see you in a week. Ta-ta!